62 Buick Electra 225, the Buick Deuce and a Quarter. Sam, these are great old cars.
Oh, these cars were sweet. They came with everything. Big V8, automatic transmission, power steering, power brakes, factory air, and of course it was a 6-window pillarless hardtop. It was great to ride down the road, unless you had the window seals here that were all deteriorated. All that wind noise came in. That was terrible.
Ah, but worse than wind is water, Sam.
That's right.
If these seals are bad, you're leaking rain too. That water ends up on your floor pans. Before you know it, ventilated floor pans. We're going to talk to you about replacing these rubber seals today with a little help from our friends at Steele Rubber Products.
That's right. Now, first thing you want to do is look over the whole project. If you've got a digital or an instant camera, take a picture before you start so you know exactly what you had when you started. You pull off the old rubber, and instead of trying to scrape off the adhesive, get something like this. This is a release agent. Gets rid of all the wax and silicones, pulls off all the old adhesive. That way, when you got it dried up and clean and it's all prepped, you put your adhesive on there. When you put your seal up in place, bang, it'll stick real well.
Okay, you got the old rubber out. You're all cleaned up and ready to go. First thing, lay everything out so you know where it's supposed to be. Now with this Buick, it's pretty nice because it is actually glued in all the way. There's one little push rivet there. And you glue the whole way around. Nice fit, just like the original. Now some weather stripping is going to have these push rivets every 3, 4, 5 inches. Boy, you really want to have that one laid out because once you put these in a hole, they don't come back out without ripping the rubber. If you do that, you can always glue them back in with some of the Super Bond adhesive, but it's always best to do it right the first time.
That's right. Lay the rubber out, figure out where the pins go, and then even with the push pins every 4 inches or so, take your Super Weather Strip adhesive, put that in between the pins, and then when you put it in place and pop it in there, it'll also glue it. It'll take the strain off the pins. This, by the way, is black. You want to use the black, so stay away from those other ones that are yellow and green and so on, because when you push the seal up against the body, inevitably a little bit's going to squeeze out. You don't want those yellow little beans sticking out of there. It won't look good. Now you can see these seals are application specific, made specially for this model. These are from Steele Rubber Products. You can see even here, it's got a nice channel. It matches the original. It's mitered. They'll go right up there. Once we have the old seals pulled off, everything cleaned up with the release agent, then we'll put our black weather strip adhesive on there, let it set a little bit, push this in place, hold it for a while. Once it sets, we'll let it dry good, and we got a nice tight weather seal.
Now in addition to the weather stripping, Steele Rubber Products also has some very cool specialized services. My favorite is the Motor Mount Revitalization Program. You can send your old motor mounts to Steele. They'll pull out the corroded rubber, they'll revulcanize in new corrosion-resistant rubber, sandblast these babies, prime them, send them back to you. They're good as new. In fact, a lot of times you can't buy these. You're going to have to revitalize your old ones. I don't know anybody else that does it. Also, through licensing agreements, Steele can help you with your last detail on your restoration. Hey, how about a Bowtie Brake Pad?
Boy, those are super cool. I'll tell you what, now, another source of leaks is around those dreaded vent windows. If you're going to live with the vent windows and leave the car stock, this is what Steele makes. Now you can see they're really nice, they're shaped well, and of course these things have a metal spine in them, and the originals were brass in most cases. They actually have the brass in there so it won't corrode. It's a great way to go. Also, if you're going to leave the cowl vent, here's a way to go. Got a nice cowl vent seal, it's nice and pliable, fits right in. This happens to be for a Cadillac. Put that in, you put it in right, that's the end of your cowl vent leaks.
Ah, very cool, but how about street rods, Sam?
For street rods, not a problem. Rear windshield glass molding and the front windshield, even if you're chopping the top, that's right. If you send Steele your specifications, they'll mold you a gasket that'll fit perfect in a chopped top. If you're V-butting a windshield, taking out the center post, they can accommodate you there. In fact, best thing to do is get yourself the catalog. It's over 400 pages. Tells you everything they got from matting for your running boards to all little bumpers for your hood and so on. And everything you want to know is right here, including the list of cars they service. Now, Steele doesn't make parts for Corvettes or for Ford products, but they got a lot of cars covered here.
That's right. Now, all the products we've talked about today can be sourced through Steele Rubber Products, including the adhesives and the cleaners. So if you want to learn more about rubber replacement, log on to myclassiccar.com.
And as always, if you're going to buy or sell anything automotive, log on to hemmings.com. All right, buddy. Got your putty knife?
Got my putty knife. Did you take the pictures?
No, I thought you did.
No, they don't trust me with cameras.
Well, we're going to have to take pictures because you're not going to remember it. I'm not going to remember.